Well, it's today is a great Rabbi Gaon Gadol Avigdor Miller. I was actually zocheh. His yortzites today. I was actually zocheh to be sitting in his shiur for 1 year, every Shabbat for 1 year. And I tell you, so many Hashemayim. We're learning about Emunah and Bitachon. Everything is Hashgacha Peratit. Everything is to the T. So I'm going to tell you a story. When I was 17 years old, I was walking out of a grand shul, big shul, tons of people walking out. Like maybe they had maybe 700 people praying in the shul. I walk out, and there's a fellow that's older than me speaking to one of my friends, my younger friend, and says, "Do you know, down the block there's a Rabbi Avigdor Miller? Do you know he gives a class every Shabbat an hour before Minha?" So I heard him saying that, and he said the address is this, and this. So you know what? Let me go check it out. I went by myself. I overheard him saying it. I got so hooked. That's it. I came every week. What's the pshat? First of all, you have to understand. He himself was always able to communicate with every single person, and you should know, last night, Rabbi Bragg, which is his grandson, said over, there's a big yesod. And Rabbi Miller used to say it, and everybody speaks about it. Tzadik be'emunato yichyeh. You have to have the emunah. And there's a story about Rabbi Miller when he became very old in the 90s. And one of the ladies, the nurse, says, "Okay, here's the plate." She says, "What's this plate for?" He's like, "This is to put your teeth in the plate." He says, No. My teeth are all real." She's like, "What?" He's like, "My teeth are all real." Ha! He says, "Listen, I took care of my teeth, and Hashem gave me a gift that my teeth are healthy." You heard what he said? I took care of my teeth. You have to take care of your teeth. You have to take care of your teeth. You have to brush it. You have to, I don't know if you do water pick. I don't know if you do that stuff. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of your teeth. And healthy, not healthy, it's even though you did your utmost to take care of it perfectly, Hashem will be the deciding factor if it's going to be always there intact. No, understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah? It's a siyata d'shmaya. It's something called siyata d'shmaya. Ever hear of that word before? Siyata d'shmaya. Help from Hashem. People, there was once a man, and he was 75 years old, and he was in shape. I'm saying really in shape for a 75-year-old guy. Come on, you say you're 70. He was in shape. He was this, he was that, he was everything. And I remember somebody came over to me and says, "Wow, this guy, he's going to live till 120. I'm telling you, within a month, he was playing tennis, this guy. He was playing tennis. He fumbled on his ankle or something like that. And he works out and he's healthy and he's this, he's that. He was rushed to the hospital. I said, listen, you have to keep your health. But the fact that you stay healthy, is a bracha, is siyata d'shmaya. You understand? It's the same thing with money. It's the same thing with children. It's the same thing with wisdom. There's 3 things the Gemara speaks about. Money, children, and baby boys, I should say. Specifically baby boys, and wisdom. It says, what should you do if you want to have baby boys? It tells you. Gemara tells you, do this, this, and this. Okay. What do you do if you want to be wealthy? It tells you. You have to be honest in business. You have to make sure you're honest in business. You have to work, working hard, right? Work hard and be honest in business, right? Okay. The third thing is wisdom. How do you get wisdom? Learn a lot in yeshiva. Now the Gemara says, stop right there. We know a lot of people that did that. They did all the processes to have boys. They had this, and to have wealth. They followed the instructions. You said do this, do that. Oh, they were honest in business. They worked hard. You said it. Oh, you said they have more knowledge and wisdom. Stay more in yeshiva. You get more knowledge and wisdom. But what happened? We see people not results. Oh, we forgot one. We didn't mention the main ingredient. What's that ingredient? Tefillah, praying to Hashem that it should be matzliach. You heard that? You heard what you just said? Praying to Hashem that it should be matzliach. Praying to Hashem that it should have hatzlacha. Praying to Hashem that you should be successful. Notice, the Gemara told you what it is. Alright, why does the Gemara say, oh, a lot of people didn't, how come now? Because this is a number one ingredient. I don't have to tell you that. Alright, but if you're going to ask, I know a lot of people that did it and didn't succeed. Yeah, because you're forgetting one thing. Tefillah, praying to Hashem that it should be matzliach. You have to have that prayer in your life. Whatever you want, you have to have that prayer in your life. You have to have that siyata d'shmaya. Hashem will send you that siyata d'shmaya. And it's the honest truth. It's the honest truth. You have to always understand that to be crystal clear. A lot of people did A, B, and C, but you have to pray. I'll give you an example. You ever go to those water parks, how you have like a bucket, and they fill in the bucket, and then you're like, 3, 2, 1, and then all of a sudden, all the water falls on top of your head. You know what I'm talking about or no? You're sitting underneath the whole thing, and there's water being filled until the bucket gets full, and then it goes, shoo, and all the water falls. Sometimes you have to understand in life, the bracha is waiting. The bracha is up in Shamayim, it's ready to spill. But in order for it to come down, you got to pull the pail full of bracha, you got to pull it down. You got to flip it. And by praying is the way you're going to be able to flip it. Yeah? It's very, very, very important. It's very, very important, the tefillah. You know, I told you, the bracha is there. Oh, wow, where'd it come from? It was there. You got to pray. And we always say tefillah is like a slingshot. So what are you talking about? Listen clear. You ever do when you were a kid, like 8 years old, 9 years old, you ever have that? Like a fake slingshot? You know what I'm talking about? You take the rubber band, you put it on your hand, you go like this, and you're in class, and you take the piece of paper, or you take a tin foil, whatever it is, like that, and you're sitting in the back, and you're like, yo, look at that. You see that kid in the front, watch, and you hit him in the head. You know what I'm talking about? No. You did that. I know you did that. And he was the guy, you know? I got him. Anyway, so slingshot is an item where anybody knows the more you pull back, the further it goes. Tefillah is like that slingshot. The more kavanah and the more energy and the more enthusiastic, the more you put in the tefillah, the higher it flies. Yeah? Yeah? Gotta always pump. And you see this guy. It's a whole different tefillah. There's even a Gemara in Meseh Hagigah. There's even a Gemara in Hagigah that says, there's an angel. I'm not going to say his angel. I have it in my mind. I'm not going to say his name because angels that are not commonly said, you're not supposed to say their name. You know that. The angels that are not commonly named, you're not allowed to speak about his name. This is not a common name. And it says over there, this angel takes the tefillah of the tzaddik and makes a crown and sends it to Hashem. Give you a whole crowning Hashem with your tefillah. You hear what's going on over here? You hear what I just said or no? He's taking a tefillah, this angel, and he's making it into a crown and sending it up. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. If you think about it, it's a real thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right, we'll stop here. This is big stuff. We have to send out this clip to everybody, please. Let's go.